XRP. I haven't charted XRP in ages. Probably one of the ones I need to redo and go and have a look at where it's at. Obviously, Solana. Pretty interesting spot. Let's see. So we did discuss, didn't we? 185 yesterday. We did discuss 185, and there we go. The levels be leveling, guys. The levels be leveling. There we go. 185. We looked at 185 yesterday, and bang, there we go. So the levels are doing the jobs. The levels are doing the jobs. Pull that across because we are missing. What else we look at? I mean, memes are pretty interesting at this point, aren't they? I think they got absolutely smashed yesterday. Hype just chilling. It's a beast, this thing, isn't it? I think this is just waiting for the market to pick back up. And I mean, with the look at it of just hanging around towards its highs, you would imagine that once the market picks back up, this thing would just be on a rocket ship by the look of it, considering that it's hardly dipped. Absolute beast. Do make sure you drop a big like on the stream now. Make sure you get it in. See, what are you saying, Wizzo? Hype announcement about fees today, increasing their buybacks. Oof. Well, they're making a lot of money, aren't they? They're making a lot of money. They've got a team of like 12 and they're just absolutely plowing just cash into the pockets. It's unbelievable, really, what crypto companies do compared to TradFi, innit? Like, you know, you look at Tether, just print billions and billions a year, and Tether's got a team of like 100 or something. And then you look at probably like a bank that does the same revenue, and they've got thousands, if not tens of thousands. It is pretty unbelievable. But yeah, Hype, just an absolute money printer, isn't it? It's just a money printer. Ton, I mean, you look at Ton's not really done anything in ages, has it? Is this? And you look at it, you know, others look very similar to this. Let me just remove all this. Others look very similar to this. If I go to the daily, you know, AVAX looks quite similar. I think there's quite a few that look like this, where they look like they're just obviously just trading range bounds. You know, this is obviously a clear range here where Stonksy's got support, resistance outlined. But, you know, they're just kind of ranging for coming up to about 6 months now. So a long, long time. Are these just reaccumulation zones? Is this just like a reaccumulation zone on Ton? And then, like I said, if we look at AVAX, you know, very, very similar structure, isn't it? Just, you know, clear range and just, yeah, been stuck in it since February. If we look at a lot of things, I imagine things are quite similar. Sui kind of. Sui's got a bit more volatility, obviously, but, you know, the premise is the same. You know, you've got resistance up here, haven't we, at like 412, that level we look at. And that's obviously where it's been banging its head on since January, February. So, I mean, everything does look quite interesting. I need to remap the levels on Tau as well. I haven't looked at that in ages. But yeah, I mean, look at Pol. You know, personally, I don't really know if Polygon is that relevant now, you know, considering we have Base. Arbitrum does a lot of the work for the L2s, done it. We've got Optimism. I don't know how much market share Pol has for the L2s, but and you look at it, same structure, isn't it? Just trading in a range, potential reaccumulation. Dupe, same thing. It does look quite interesting across the board. And then you get ones like this. So Arb, you know, obviously same structure. You know, you could copy and paste that onto AVAX, Ton, a few of the others, couldn't you? But as you can see, Arb has broken that resistance now and flipped it to support. So is this kind of like a, what do you call it? A fortune of the future or something? I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but Tia, that's a piece of rubbish, isn't it? Unfortunately. OP, there we go. Same structure. There's plenty of these that are looking, you know, mightily interesting, where they just look like they're in potential reaccumulation zones. Look at that. Whoa. Look at that wick on stacks there. Didn't know that had happened. Inge. When you just need to zoom out a bit, don't you? ENA is another one. So, you know, obviously was range bound, and then, you know, on the back of ETH's momentum, broke out. Again, is this kind of a front run of what's to come on other altcoins? You know, LDO, there's plenty of examples, obviously most of them tied to ETH. The graph, again, don't even know if this is still relevant, but it's one of the ones. Last cycle, WorldCoin, say, obviously, broke out quite a bit ago, didn't it, in June? But yeah, I mean, you know, you get the idea. This thing is, I have no idea about this thing. I don't know if I wouldn't even touch that with free money, I don't think, at the moment. Kato, SLF. So ZRO, another one. Obviously a wider range, but obviously we've separated them, haven't we, on stream before? So this is kind of ZRO's range. E-Gold, blast from the past, doesn't really get talked about that much anymore, does it? But, you know, still, again, what you could potentially consider an accumulation zone. So there's many altcoins that are showing signs of that. And obviously all it needs is the market to get a bit frothy, and they could all burst above that resistance point. It's just a case of patience in it, and obviously the market being in the right position.